Welcome to Papa's Workshop and happy Labor Day. On this special day, I wanted to make a special sign as well. And this is a sign that I made. And I want to be able to congratulate all of the men and women who are in our labor force. We certainly need a strong labor force in America and around the world. And unfortunately, I believe that too many of our labor force is getting to be my age and retiring. And there's not enough young folks going into the labor force. But we need all of the electricians and plumbers and carpenters and masons and all of the different people in the different trades, as well as so many people that labor each and every day to make our lives better. So today I want to show you how I made this sign. So let's get started. I want to thank all of the Patreons who support this channel. And if you would like to be able to join, please go to patreon.com/PawPawsWorkshop. To begin this sign, I'm going to use a piece of poplar to be able to do the engraving. Now this is a wood that's a little bit harder than the pine that I typically use. So I know it's going to be able to engrave just a little bit different. Now I'm cutting this 18 inches by 8 inches. Now I chose to use the Fox Alien Riser laser to be able to do this engraving today. This allows me to be able to set this up in really 2 different stages to be able to do the engraving. Yes, it's possible to do it on the larger CNC machine as well. Now because I'm going to do this in 2 different stages, I'm going to go ahead and mark the center point of this project. And then I'm going to mark the center of each of the 2 engraving that I'm going to do. So I have the center point here that I'm going to measure to the left and to the right and mark the center point of the other portion. Now I did the calculations in the Lightburn software, and I know I need to go over this from the center to the right. I need to go to 3 1/4 inches. So that is going to be my point right there. And moving from the center to the left, I need to go 4 1/2 inches. So the center will be right there. And I'm going to use this method to be able to center this. And I'm going to measure from this corner, which is right at the 0 point, up to the 12 inches. And now I know that my center point is 6, and that's a real easy way to be able to split this in half. So I know that is going to be my center point to do the engraving. And on this one, I'll do the exact same thing. This will be set at 0. This is at 12. I can slide this right over to my point, and there it is. So what I'm going to do, now that I have my 2 center points located, is I'll carve the first portion at this today, and then I'll come back and carve the next portion. Now the reason that these are not centered is that this portion actually overlaps the center point of the project. To set this project up, I want the center point here to be near the center of the machine itself. I am not able to engrave the whole thing as this project is wider than the machine is. Now the other problem I have is I can't really use this space over here to do the engraving because this air hose is going to be in the way. So therefore I need to be able to stay near the center to be able to do the engraving here. And because this board is longer than the machine is, I have to be able to raise this up. So I actually put temporarily some plywood underneath the feet to be able to raise it up the thickness of my board so that I'll be able to do the engraving. Now in a future video, I think I'm actually going to make some feet, and I can put those feet right onto the ends of the machine so I can easily raise it up and down. But for now, this is going to be the way that I have to be able to set it up to be able to do the engraving. Now I need to use this little 30mm spacer and go ahead and set the Z height. So I'm just going to lower that right down until it touches. And then I can slip that out. So now the Z height is set. Now I'll make us a little bit more adjustments over into the software, and I'll be ready to start the engraving. So here's the project that I'm going to be engraving now. And I want to go ahead and start turning off everything and getting this ready to be able to engrave. Because I'm only going to engrave this one section right now. Oftentimes people will ask, well, I've turned the laser on and it's not working. Well, I've been working in Lightburn and the laser has been off. So as I plug in the USB cable and I go ahead and turn the machine on, the Lightburn does not recognize it. So what I'm actually going to do is save this file. So I'm going to save this file as the Labor Day first engrave, and then I'm going to close it out. Shut down Lightburn completely, and then restart it. And when I restart it, you're going to see that it will connect with the laser. So now I'm going to open up Lightburn again with the laser on. And now as this opens up, you can see up here in the top right hand corner, it says that it's ready. So it was able to communicate with the laser, and it recognizes that the laser is attached and working. So now I can continue on, reopen this file, and get it ready to engrave. All right, now I've got the file open. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the Move menu, and I'm going to select the Fire button. That way I can make that final adjustment and get the laser directly over the center point. So I've moved the laser now, and it was actually very close to begin with. But now I have it exactly centered, and I'm ready to begin the engraving. Now the only thing left to do is grab the glasses, and let's hit start. So it has begun, and it will engrave this portion. Now this is setting at 100 inches per minute with 70% power. And it should take about 40 minutes to be able to engrave this. Now since I'm doing this project in two different sections, I decided to do this first section without the air assist. And this is looking real good. I'm interested to be able to see when I start the next section with the air assist to be able to compare the differences. Now I'll use the exact same settings for both of the engravings. The only difference will be the air assist. And then together we'll be able to make the comparisons. It is amazing just how quiet it is to be able to do the laser engraving. Now it's almost finished, and we're going to get set up for the next one. Now it's time to set up for the second portion of the carving, and I've opened up a brand new light page. And the first thing I'm going to do is go up here to the recent projects, and I'm going to go to the Labor Day sign, and let's zoom in on this. Now last time we deleted everything on this side, so this time I still want to delete the border. And I want to cut everything that's over on this portion. Now let's see what we get. I didn't catch everything. We'll go right up here from the right to the left and hit cut. That should eliminate everything. Now the only thing that's left is the portion that I want to be able to engrave. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and save this. I'm going to do this save as, and this is going to be the second engrave. I have this as Labor Day second engrave. So now we can look at this, and I'm not changing any of the settings at all. We're going to engrave it just as it is. Here is my center point right here. This is that little green square. So I want to be able to go ahead and make sure that the laser is positioned exactly where it needs to be. You can see when I turned it on with the Lightburn, it says ready right up here. So I want to come down here to the move. I want to hit the fire button, and I want to make sure that I'm aligned directly in the center point on my material. And I'm actually very close. So that's exactly on the spot now. So the only thing that's left is to turn on the air assist for this engrave and glasses and hit start. Now the last sign that I did, I used a much slower setting, and it obviously did a much darker sign. And that was in the pine. This being the poplar and being able to have it engraved faster is going to make a lighter burn. I want to take just a real quick second and remind everybody to please, by all means, anytime you're working with the laser in your shop, make sure that you have your glasses on. You want to protect your eyes. There is a lot of light that comes off these lasers. As far as how I designed this, all of the design work was done in the Lightburn software. The Made in the USA, that portion of the logo was the exact duplicate of what I had done with the "We Will Never Forget" sign. I just simply took the text out and dropped in the new text. As far as the tools in the center, that's just a graphic that I was able to have as a free download from Google. All of the text material was just simply typed in from Lightburn itself. As far as the flag and the eagle, that too was a Google search, and that image actually was a very poor quality. But I went in, did the edit nodes, and spent quite a bit of time taking care of all the nodes and cleaning up all the garbage that was there to make it look like it does now. Once the front side was completed, I just flipped it over, and I'm going to put the logo down at the bottom of the sign. So this is already saved in the Lightburn. So really all I need to do is be able to open up the file, position the laser where it needs to be in relationship to the project, and hit start. And this only takes a couple of minutes to be able to engrave. All that's left really is to put some type of an edge on the sign and seal it. To be able to make the comparison between the two sides, you can see on the left that it did burn lighter, and there's a little bit of burn around the edges. On the right, it's definitely darker with the air assist, and it's much sharper. I want to take this opportunity one more time and say Happy Labor Day to everyone out there. I hope that you're having a great day. I also want to take this opportunity to thank everybody for watching the video today. And if you like it, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in the next video that I'm doing, whatever that project may be.